right, good evening, everyone. Good day, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to Corks and Crypto. We are at episode number 10. We've got Mr. Making Poor Decisions in the building. What's up, bro? How's it going?
What's up? What's up? Everything's good. What about yourself?
Hey, man, I can't complain. Every day we get closer and closer to the start of the blockchain. So, hey, I'm good. So, yeah. Yes, indeed. So let's see who we all have in the building tonight. So we had Jaime Garcia Prieto earlier. I don't know if he's still around, but he's Let's Vulcan Go. This was like a couple of hours ago. We've got Biz Entertainment. Welcome to VNN, Vulcan News Network. Everyone, please at the person when chatting amongst yourselves to not get what is this? We've got Brian Legend is live now in the safe food room. Okay, so let me switch to that as we bring in Chris Cruz. Hey, Chris, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So it looks like Brian's got something going on in Discord. So let me see if I can pull that up. So stand by while I do that. So I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the recent sale that we saw. I think he's getting ready to get into the LP, or we start building those LPs for Safe Food Go. Give me 1 second, y'all.
All right.
Why can't I see the room? Okay, let me try this again. Okay, that's because it's at the very top in the lounge. All right, so let me see if I can present this. Hold on, stand by. I think I'm having some technical difficulties here. Okay, I'm not hearing Brian. Is Brian speaking? I'm assuming he is. Or is everyone filling into the room?
I was actually trying to bring it up, but somebody was talking and I heard a lot of background, so I couldn't tell if it was coming from our stream or if it was him.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I can pull the stream up, but I can't hear anything.
No, I hear him talking.
Okay, can you pull it up from your end?
Yeah, I'll present and hopefully.
Yeah, because I can't get audio here for whatever reason. It's very light, and I can't turn the volume up. All right, so I'm gonna pull this in.
Can you hear?
I can't hear.
It's real light.
So yeah, that was the issue I was having.
Brian. Brian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Brian, I don't think at this moment in time you need to explain to us a lot of stuff. You do what you need to do. We are behind you, man.
I can hear it now.
The way you want to use it, we want to start the party. So whatever you need to do, you do it.
I can't hear Brian though. If he's
Still
speaking.
having my connection there, but yeah, thank you for that. So I appreciate it. You guys have the trust in me. So that's all that I ask. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to leave the lounge.
Oh.
You guys can stay here and talk about whatever you guys want. And I'm not hopping here again soon.
See you later.
Later.
All right. Well,
You know, I haven't been in this lounge for a long time.
Yeah, so I missed all of that.
yeah, I think we missed that. So
Yeah, for sure. So when you initially joined, was it about the purchase that was? I think there was a large sale, and I saw a post from Brian that it was him preparing to
it
make
had
the
to do
LP.
with B&B, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so get my messages all jumbled here. Give me a second. All right. Here we go. So yeah, so I'm going to share my desktop and show Discord so we can see that. Cool. All right. So yeah, so this is what the sale was earlier. So the latest large sale was the SafeFood Deployer wallet. The BNB it now holds is to bootstrap Esgo partner liquidity pools. More info to come. So that was in relation to, I want to say, yeah, this red candle here. That's around the time that occurred.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know if that lounge call was related to that. So is there anyone in the comments that was part of that call that could kind of enlighten us a little bit? So Biz, were you able to hear anything on that? Was that call related to the sale for to prepare for Esgo liquidity pairs? Or anyone? I don't know. We'll probably get back to that.
Yeah, we're streaming. I don't see any comments or anything like that. I think everybody was
Yeah, they're
busy
probably in
trying
that
to
other.
catch up.
Yeah. They were either in that Discord call or just trying to get caught up with everything. And there's been a lot that's been changing and going on. The last, I feel like I said this last Corks and Crypto, that there was something going on there too. But yeah, there's a lot of activity in this space with both Vulcan, with Seifu Go, Seifu. There's a lot going on.
We got confirmation from Jay Legend himself.
Confirmation from Jay Legend. So yes, lounge call was Brian saying that the sale was that basic call. Okay, call just finished. Okay, appreciate that, Jay Legend, and thanks for joining us tonight. So who else do we have? Because we're kind of going through who was in here with us. So I don't want to mispronounce the name, but is this G Wayne or Gwaine Pinto? Thanks for joining. We've got Rich Hudman in the building. Thanks for joining, Rich. Tina Potea, how are you, ma'am? Thanks for joining us. Miss Worldwide, thank you for gracing us with your presence. And of course, we've got Biz Entertainment in the building. OBZ, thanks for joining us tonight. And again, Jay Legend, thank you for being here and for confirming my assumption about the point of that Discord call. So, all right, so we're going to redirect, get back to our regular scheduled program. So, making poor decisions. What's our wine feature for tonight?
All right. Tonight is the Crossford Creek Merlot out of Yakima, Washington. A lot of people, they don't really associate the state of Washington with wine, but they do have a nice wine region out there. Yakima is about, I want to say a little over 100 miles southeast of Seattle.
Okay.
That area has about 90 wineries out there. And then it also has a lot of beer, a lot of hops come out of Yakima, Washington. So if you're ever in that region, you just don't have to drink wine. They have a lot of breweries out there as well.
So I wonder if there's a member of our community. His name is Odie Odinato, and he's actually a ninja, by the way. We've got our very own crypto ninja, a literal crypto ninja. And I believe he is, I think he resides near Seattle or around that area, if I'm not mistaken. I was listening to his live earlier. I was doing some work in the background, but I think he lives in that region. So would definitely like to pick his brain on Yakima.
Yeah, you could just take a 2-hour trip out of that Seattle area going southeast and run right into it.
Cool beans, cool beans. And we've got Kryptonian in the house. What's going on, Kryptonian?
Yeah.
Jorge Calderon, thanks for coming out. Melanin Delight, always a pleasure to have you with us. So I do have a couple of questions for you, making poor decisions, and it's wine related. One of them is about wine glasses. So can you talk to us a little bit about, especially those of us that are either new to wine or are not as savvy, what's the significance of the different types of wine glasses?
Well, so the significance is that the shape of the glass, it has that ability to concentrate the wine's aromas and intensifies the varietal characteristics of the wine, right? So for instance, white wines tend to have a smaller bell. And when I say bell, I'm talking about the bowl of the glass. And the reason why it's smaller because it maintains the freshness and the vibrance of the white wine. For your red wines, you tend to have the bigger bowls, the bells of the glass. And the reason for that is to mitigate the high tannins that is in the wine and also to help spread out that alcohol content and allow for the complex flavors and the aromas and the characteristics to come through. All right. And also, it allows for you to swirl it around better. The bigger the bell, the more you can swirl.
So why would you swirl your wine?
It's to open it up. Yeah. Aerate it, Of course, oxygen is the enemy of wine, right? When you open it, the timer starts on it. So you got to drink it, or each day that goes by, it takes away from the complexity of the wine and it kind of sours. But swirling it helps it aerate and get those smells and those aromas coming up at that glass.
And the taste, the taste profile changes when that happens too, right?
Oh yeah. Sometimes you hear somebody say, when they pour it, they open the bottle and they pour it. If you taste it and then let it sit for like 10 or 15 minutes and then come back and taste it again, it's gonna have a different taste. Yeah, it will.
Cool. Appreciate that education. Now, Mother's Day is coming up in the US this Sunday.
Right.
And question for you, for those who have moms or mother figures in their lives that they'd like to provide a gift to, that kind of covers the wine arena, what would you recommend? So what would you recommend to someone that wants to get a wine gift for the moms in their lives?
All right, so we're getting into the summer, the hotter months of the season here, of the year, should I say. And one gift you can get your mother, because it's a lot of outdoor activities, is a personalized wine tumbler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also get a bottle of rosé or sparkling wine or sparkling rosé, so you can enjoy that refreshing drink while you're out there in the heat. So something to think about getting for Mother's Day.
Cool. So I don't know what Kryptonian is saying here. I love me. So you're gonna get a. Oh, okay. So Merlot and Malbec. So maybe that's what you were talking about.
I was like,
I was thinking, oh, I love me. It's like, okay,
that's
so you want a
awesome,
tumbler
man.
for yourself.
Self-love, bro. Self-love.
There you go. All right. So, man, I mean, you just laid that out, and now I'm thinking I probably need to do a merch shop now.
Yep.
So we need to talk about
Yeah.
that offline.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So, yeah, Miss Worldwide Kryptonian loves himself. Okay, cool. So, yeah, and we got OBZ said great knowledge to share. So, yeah, definitely appreciate it, man. You got to love this dude. Making poor decisions. Not only is I call him a wine connoisseur. I think he's a wine connoisseur. He may not own up to that, but he's a wine connoisseur. And he's in the wrong field because he should be a sports analyst. So this guy knows any and everything about sports. So I'll just leave that there. I'm setting you up.
Well, speaking into existence, man, with the salary, of course.
So hey, ESPN's always looking for some good ones, right?
Yeah, they are. But they give you a sheet of paper of what not to say before you go on air. I don't think I want to work for them.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. See, Miss Worldwide was listening. So that personalized wine tote is a great idea. So I'm pretty sure that is going to be on the Daniel Prado's fashion real soon, probably by tomorrow morning, if not tonight.
Yep.
That guy works fast. Cool. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Uh-oh.
What up?
Crypto Pride's in the building. And he's putting my business in the street. But he's telling you, Chris, to check your email. Pride put some lyrics down for you. And I tried my best to put a beat behind it to try to make you an intro. So I don't know if you're
going there. I'm going there now. Oh, I can't
see it.
No, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Now it's just asking me to sign in. Had something on there.
Okay. So yeah, I dabble a little bit. It's been a long time. I haven't done it in years, but I'm kind of getting back into doing my whole self-production stuff again. Just as a hobby. I'm not trying to be the next big time producer or anything like that.
Oh shoot. My bad. I went to the wrong email he sent. I'll get it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, check that out. Check that out for sure. Miss Worldwide, I asked Kryptonian, did you see Daniel's poll earlier? So Kryptonian, I don't know if you watched Daniel's live, but there was a poll question, and I think you'll find the results very interesting. I'll put it that way. So I'm not going to spill it, but you probably want to watch Daniel's show if you.
I have the screenshot. I don't know if Daniel did bring it up at the end. Yeah, I screenshot it for him.
So did you send it to him already?
No, I did not. I figured I'd let Daniel and him,
Yeah.
But if Kryptonian needed proof or Daniel needed proof, I had it.
There you go. So you've got the evidence. You've got the receipts. I don't know about that, Miss Worldwide. We'll see. I tried. I did some. I was just playing around with some stuff that um, I, I, around dappiness when Nick Kalyani did the AMA and I think he used the term dappiness. I did some stuff around that earlier last week. It was last week. Kind of finished some stuff up this morning, put that out, but just playing around, having some fun. So, and Kryptonian said, yeah, he's going to go and check that out. You do need to do that. Do check that out. Yeah. So yeah, that was some live breaking news there. And actually, Jacko13, and this is for you, Chris. You posted a video on trust. I didn't see that. Did you post a video around trust? I can't hear.
Did it in between lives. I did the script and everything I was going to talk about earlier in the day, and I recorded it between Odie and yours. So,
oh, cool. Yeah, I got to check that out because I don't know which live. Like you've been live all day today.
Yeah. I stumbled into Daniels and Miss Worldwide, which they're always so much fun, and then Odie was on, and I mean he's so much fun, and then you're so much fun, and I'm like, I can still get my work done and talk to my friends. So
there you go.
Okay,
there you go. But yeah, it was one thing that stuck with me, and I remember you talking about trust before. I mean, you bring up trust a lot, and there was someone had asked a question about. I think it was having a node as part of their business. And
I think it kind of Jacko and that's where it started with the conversation. It was ironic that he was talking about it because before I got on Daniel's live, I was writing the script for it. Well, it's not really writing a script, just some bullet points, And the video is 10 reasons why you should think about a trust. I'm not telling anybody to get one, but one of those 10 things might be something that they didn't even think of. But one of the things Jacko was talking about was having his crypto wallets in a business and, having a separate trust and the trust to own the business. And I was kind of maybe mentioning to him that business might be separate, and you might want to consider putting the crypto wallets into a trust. So you put them into a trust that they become assets of the trust, and you actually don't own them anymore. The trust does, but if you're the beneficiary or the executor of the trust, then you can manage them, and you can have stipulations just like a will. But then a trust and a will, a lot of times with a trust, you won't go through probate court because it passes on to the beneficiaries. And then they take control of the trust, and your assets that are owned by the trust just stays there. So in the business part of it, you can put like your stipulations in your trust as to how you want to do the succession of your business. And that's another thing. You could, instead of your business being sold off or being the door shutting, you can put in there that, what you would like to do, who would take over, that kind of stuff. And then it's an easy transition because the trust owns the business, but the business doesn't own your assets. So it's just, it's a little confusing and stuff like that, but trusts are real good. I put some bullet points out as to why I think that they're good. Like I said in the video, I just wanted to to maybe get people thinking, go watch some YouTube videos, do some research. And if you still think it might be a good thing, get with an attorney and an accountant or a financial planner and, do your own research. But I just wanted to get people to think about it because I think that with Safe Go, with all these projects, there are a lot of people out there that are going to start earning some money. And I would, like 10 years from now, I would like to think, hey, you took that money and you built some generational wealth and everything, and you didn't get ripped off, or you didn't, you protected all your assets and everything. So I'm hoping that's my intention, and I hope that's the way it's perceived. So
That's awesome. Would you mind? Biz is asking, can we watch the video now?
oh, it's your show. You whatever you
Well, I
want
mean,
to do.
it's I don't want to take away from your views, and I hope if we show this video,
Oh,
that people will
no.
go out and take a look
No.
at it for themselves as well.
Every subscriber and every view I get is purely on the fact that I want to support the community and the influencers. So if I never get another subscription, another view, as long as you guys say I help you out, that's all I care about.
Awesome. That's wonderful. So do you mind pulling it up?
Sure. I could do that right now.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I gotta go a different spot because I never can figure out how to bring it up when I'm in the back area. I got it. There we go.
We've got John in the house, and I'm calling you John because I still don't know how to pronounce your last name properly. We talked about that last show.
Yeah, he did say that. I forget what he was saying. I'm so bad.
And
I'm so bad.
Rich Hudman has some questions. He said, can you take your node income if it's in a trust?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. See, what happens is the trust owns your crypto wallets or your assets. You determine what happens to the money, the transactions, all that. And you put your house in there, you put all your assets in there. The trust basically takes over. You determine what happens. It's like your own little company. You determine what happens with your assets. So if you want to take money out of the money earned from the node, that's your prerogative. It's your asset. You're the beneficiary of the trust. It's for you. You might have a stipulation in there that in case you died suddenly, that any of the money that you would earn from the node needs to go back into, Vulcan or Bitcoin, or back into something, just to earn, more income and stuff like that. Or it's like every time you do any kind of pulling anything out, you put it in a bank, and even bank accounts and stuff like that, they can be tied to your trust. All that, you would pay yourself out of the trust. You have to have a tax attorney because you have to pay the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing, but there are a lot of benefits to a trust. And I think you only, like my video, it only scratches the surface, honestly. And it more along the lines of, if like Richard, if he's got questions now, he maybe watches that video, maybe gets some answers, but he really spends the time, does his own research, gets an attorney, an accountant, or something like that. It's well worth it in the big picture, because I mean, if you make any kind of money, anything at all, and you don't know for sure what you want to do, if you want to go, put it into something else, then, that great. But if you're not sure, the best thing to do is to hold those assets in something that, I mean, it runs, you run the risk of, like, if you were sued or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're suing you, that's one thing. They got to figure out how to sue your trust, because you don't have any assets mostly. I mean, if you do it smart, you'd have very limited assets. They would be in your trust. You would control them while you're alive, and they would seamlessly pass to your beneficiaries when you pass. So, I mean, that's the point. What trusts are. It's to protect the individual people. And one thing that people talk about, but you'd want to check in your state, check with an attorney and all that, and an accountant. But a lot of people get confused about the fact that if you can move your house into your trust or not. And if it's, and people think you can't do that unless it's paid off. That is not correct. I think there's all states out there. They have some rules, so you got to follow their rules. They want to see it certain things. But if you owe on your house, you can transfer your house. I forget what it's called, but then basically they call the deed due, and you have to pay the house off to do it. It's like, no, they have laws that have come out recently where you can't do that. If you meet their requirements, which are very simple, usually very simple, you can move the house out of your name and your whoever's name, and you can move it into your trust, and just make sure that you are the beneficiary of the trust, or your wife, or your, you and your significant other are a beneficiary. So you don't want to move your house into something that someone else is a beneficiary of. But
Yeah, I mean
lots of things, lots of information. I don't want to bore you guys. Just
oh no, it's not boring to me at all. And it's a great conversation. Jacko 13 says that he has no affiliation with this person, but there's a YouTuber that's an attorney that has a ton of information on it. His channel is The Business Guy, so go check him out as well.
yes,
And I'm going to do that too.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that if I make this video and it sparks you to find more educated, more qualified people to give you better advice, then that's a good thing. That's what my point is.
Yeah, I mean that's good, because I'm all over that. It's on my list. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's on my list to figure out how to engage in a trust for my family. So
yeah, most attorneys are up to speed on it, and they know what to do, and there are good resources out there for it.
But kind of like I said, I think it was Fowler had Nick on, and they were talking about devs, and I put in the comments that I have trust issues. I seriously have trust issues, especially when it comes to people that are in the legal profession, attorneys, and some accountants. So, I got to do my due diligence and make sure I have.
Well, I think a good thing is maybe do some research on your own. And then when you go talk to an attorney, and if they're telling you something completely different than what you went to multiple sources researching, then I would be like, I'm not going to deal with this story. But I mean, honestly, the system it's set up. They know it, they would be able to help you out, and I don't think there's any attorney out there that would be like, I mean, because they do it right, they're gonna make some money, so they're gonna be, helpful. They're gonna be helpful for you. It's a good transaction because they're taking care of you. They're getting paid for it, and most attorneys would be spot on.
Yeah. So that's definitely on my list. And you're not boring me with this conversation. I can't speak for the folks out there in the audience, but it kind of touches on a conversation that I kind of wanted to have here, and it's about this whole space of crypto, right? I mean, I look at crypto, and to me, I mean, it's a revolution, right? It's a revolution, and it really forces, in my opinion, this is one person's opinion, it forces at a personal level, an evolution in your financial, understanding, knowledge, etc. Right? Because in order to play in this space, I mean, you can really do very well for yourself and relatively quickly. I made a comment in someone else's live a few days ago about, the political stance of some of the politicians in crypto and things like that. And it's my belief that there are some politicians that see that, crypto is an opportunity for those that don't have as much to become part of that have group. And some of those politicians may not be as interested in that. And I really believe that. But it's going to take some evolution on the part of those individuals to, do their research, learn as much as they can about the space, learn how to navigate the space in order to realize that. And once you realize it, how do you keep it? So what you're providing in, just touching the surface, scratching the surface on trust kind of checks the box on the how you keep it part. Because you can get it, but once you get it, how do you maintain it? How do you keep it? How do you pass it on to the next generation? And we're talking about building generational wealth. Well, if you put yourself in a position to get it and you can't maintain it, it's awesome that you had the opportunity to get it, but if you can't maintain it, you kind of miss on your goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah. I like I said, my intention is that I am not the person to talk to get the fine details, but I was hoping that I got the wheels turning on some of the people, because I see how hard I see how anxious they are for Vulcan to launch. I see how anxious they are for Seifu Go and all that. And I would just hate for something like that, they launch, and then, I mean, I want everybody to be comfortable and everything, but I would just hate for a few years down the road that, they're sitting back there going, I used to be super excited about Vulcan, and now I got no money, or, I ran into problems, just to protect their assets and their family.
Yeah, I mean, it's like winning the lottery. I mean, there's a lot of stories about people that have come
Mhm.
into a lot of money and it did not end well,
Yes,
and
yeah. I
they
think
didn't have
Richard says something about taxes. Yeah, you'll pay taxes just like any income that you would have, but um, just like normal.
wow. And Jacko 13 is talking about the business guy. He sets up offshore trust in Nevis and Cook Islands. And when you listen to some of his videos, you'll understand why. And he's talked to one of his attorneys also. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, he had an understanding of it, but my thought was that I would think that he could he'll figure it out. But I was thinking more along the lines of the assets being in the trust and the business having a succession type deal in the trust, so that his business and his trust were secure.
Cool, cool. Well, hey, I appreciate it. I know last week we had a discussion and we talked about books a little bit, and someone brought up this book. I don't know if you can see it, The Creature of Jekyll Island.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I never read it before, but I forgot who made the recommendation, but I bought it. It's a pretty thick book, by the way. I wasn't expecting it to be this thick, but I'm still going to give it a read, a review. May take me a while, but I'm going to get through it. But yeah, I'm serious about you know making and maintaining as much money as I could get my hands on. Not for necessarily for myself, but I've got a family that I love, and I want to see them do well in the future, and future generations to come. So doing what I can.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody really wants.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole reason why I mean, some of the things, the reason why I'm here is it's purely voluntary, and I like to see people succeed, and I like to see them they're safe and have a quality of life and build some generational wealth.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, and that kind of circles back, and I think makes everybody better, right? You've got that going on. Then what what else, with that burden off your shoulders,
Oh
what
yeah.
does that open you up to do creatively?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I mentioned in there was I think the last bullet point was peace of mind.
Mhm.
That you don't have that burden on your shoulders anymore, and you can, there's so many different things. I mean, if you just take the time, if trust doesn't work out for you, there's other things that you could do, like annuities and things like that. But
Mhm.
just I mean, get the ball rolling, try to thinking about what you want to do and everything like that to protect yourself and your family.
Cool, cool, cool. So let's switch gears. Let's talk about Seifu and Seifu Go. So, um, I had planned before the most recent announcements. Um, I had planned to DCA into Seifu up through Mother's Day, because we were, it was supposed to go live Mother's Day in the US, right? So now that we have the extended date, and also we have this 12-hour window on opening day where you can only purchase Seifu Go with Seifu, I think I'm going to DCA up until go live. So I've got, and how I'm DCAing, I'm involved in an NFT project. It pays out every day. The earnings aren't that great, but I'm taking those earnings and putting them into Seifu every day. So that's my DCA play right there. And I've got got 3 bags. I have another bag of safe food that I stashed away. I bought what, November, like a little after. No, it was December. I bought it in December. I didn't buy it in November. I bought it in December. Never sold it. Holding on to it. And when I heard about Safe Food Go, thinking, may not be a bad idea to move some things around out of some coins that weren't doing anything. So I set up a second bag, just stored some coins over there, some safe food over there. So it's a smaller bag. It's not that great, but it's something. And with my DCA play, I think I'm gonna have me some Safe Food Go. I'm not worried about getting Safe Food Go. It's a matter of how much I'm gonna have. So I think I'm prepared for Safe Food Go.
I
I'm
think
feeling
that's
good
awesome.
about it.
You got a plan to. Can I ask you a question though? I mean,
Sure.
is there a reason why you have you have, I guess, 3 wallets for Seifu? Is that like you like to do it like that, or is that just it worked
Yeah,
out?
because I want to, I try to discipline myself. So I have a bag that I'm just gonna hold. Just,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna hold, and it's gonna be a smaller bag because I don't know what Safe Food's gonna do in the future, right? So, Safe Food could hit up, who knows what's gonna happen there, right? So I just have a small bag that I'm just gonna set aside. I have another bag that I'm gonna use for arbitrage. So I keep myself in line. So, if because I'm not well versed in arbitrage. I've done some,
Yes.
but I don't want to get myself in trouble because you can lose in
Oh yeah.
arbitrage.
Yeah. Bad.
So I've got that wallet set up, and that's my arbitrage wallet. And then I have another wallet that I'm going to use to try to earn as much or buy as much Safe Food Go as I can get my hands on. So that's my larger bag. So that's the bag. Probably every couple of minutes, I'm going to try to make a transaction to get into Safe Food Go.
I got into the habit of I do forex trading bots,
Uh-huh.
and I've done them for a very, very long time. And I just got in the habit of cycles and bags of 3 on like everything. I always, everything seems to be, I create 3 wallets. I have 3 forex bots. I run them 3 different cycles, 3 different cycles of two days. So it's weird.
Yep. Three is a very significant number.
To me, yeah, I don't think I understand why I started, but I've been trading like that for a very long time.
So Rich Hubman asks, how much money do you guys want to put in Safe Food Go? Me personally, like I mentioned, like my 3 bag strategy, my larger bag, I'm going to, I'm going to see what I can do to get half of that bag into Safe Food Go as quickly as I can, because Safe Food Go is only going to go up.
Yes.
Right.
You got to catch it.
Right. But you got to catch it. Right. So, there's a timing thing, and then you got the whole slippage stuff that you got to deal with. And, I'm not trying to, I want to buy, but I don't want to buy it at a like exorbitant price point, because when things start going, it's my opinion that eventually you're going to have some people that are going to make some gains, and they're going to sell. And then by that time, that's when all these other LPs are active, and now we're playing the arbitrage game. So to me, it's a matter of how and when I can get in. If I can get my sales done at the right time to get what I'd like to see, I'd like to see 50% of my large bag in Safe Food. So that's my plan.
I don't think I could give any advice on Safe Food and Safe Food Go right now, because I think if you have a plan, that's a better plan than anybody else, because I can't tell you where the price is going to be. I can't tell you where you're going to get in when you go. It's going to shoot off so high. I hope every person in our community that's been here for day one, they go in and they get the best price ever, and they make a fortune. But I don't know how to give any advice how they could possibly get there. Other than it's just going to be so tough for everybody. So I think buying in the DCA and into Seifu is an excellent idea. I'm going to leave. I will leave one bag that I will not be going into Seifu Go because of personal feelings towards Seifu. Eventually, I'll just hold it and just see what happens and not do anything with. And I think the other 2 bags, I'll probably go into Seifu and hope for the best as soon as I possibly can. I don't know where I'm going to be or how I'm going to make it any easier, but it'd be nice if I got like every one of them and just like donated it all back to everybody in the community and been like, we're all rich. But who knows?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice for sure. But yeah, it's that's going to be an exciting day, exciting 12 hours, and then and then the next day when B&B comes on. So the B&B LP comes on, when that gets turned on. I mean, that's another exciting day. So I'm kind of looking at this and like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to sleep those 2 days. It's going to be kind of rough.
So it's the weekend, right? So it's like Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be our Friday night. So
Saturday morning. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting time.
And then on Sunday, that's when well, I guess the 12 hours. So it's Saturday morning, right?
Yeah. I would think around like Saturday morning, early afternoon kind of thing. That's just my guesstimate that the B&B pair turns on, and then we have another skyrocket to the moon situation.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yep.
The swap could be on Thursday, Richard Hudman heard.
What? The swap could be on Thursday. Okay. Not like this Thursday, but the Thursday.
Oh, prior.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you know what? There's so much going on between now and then. I mean, marketing and and people kind of get upset with the changes that Brian makes every once in a while, but like I said, he makes them for the benefit of the project, so you just pivot, you roll with it.
Yeah. Yep. There is that. Things seem to be headed in the right direction with Vulcan. The KYC process is, Rich Husbands is not this Thursday. Yeah. I kind of figured that. The KYC process is moving forward. I was successfully cleared on yesterday. I was a little worried.
Oh, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So I had KYC'd under a business and not personal. So I thought it would be a little more complicated, but it was easy breezy. So that's one step closer. So things are looking good there. And it looks like we're still on track for Q2 launch. Haven't heard anything change
Daniel
there.
covered that about what Brian had said, that he didn't see any reason. He thought it might be later. It could be later in June, but Brian saw no reason why that wasn't possible still by Q2.
Yeah, I know. With Fowler had Nick on, and there were some technical challenges, but I think he got over that. So yeah, I mean, I don't see this thing not launching in Q2. I don't see any indication so far that would suggest that. Biz had confirmed that there's 169 KYC waiting approval.
Biz is a machine.
He is.
I wonder, one day I want to meet Biz. I do know, I'd like to meet Biz because I just wonder how much of a machine he really is. Is he
Right.
AI?
He's always on. It's like, between him and Prado, like
Yeah.
Prado admitted being tired the other night, and I was like, no way. Prado gets tired? You serious?
But one time I was on a live and I don't know, but for some reason I was like, well, Biz, if Biz is there, he'll put in the link in there, and he did. And I started thinking, I'm like, I hadn't seen him in a while. I mean, what is he really just there all the time? And if I think it, does he automatically get it? Like he's some AI? He's a machine.
He is. Yeah. Hey, Jacko 13 is chatting with Miss Worldwide, but I'm pulling it up here. So he should talk to this attorney and see if he can come up with a Vulcan group rate on trust.
I'm
That would
telling
be
you, man.
nice. I'm game to have a conversation.
You guys, I hope that this turns into like all these lives and influencers are talking about this so that people can maybe go and protect themselves. If trust don't work out or something, it gets them talking about something with some qualified person and they protect themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. Biz power naps.
Yep. Cool. So, I know, Chris, you've got a show. You got a Mother's Day show coming up on Sunday. Talk to us a little bit about that. What's going to be? What's the agenda? What are you guys going to talk about?
Well, the agenda is that we're going to start at 6 and we're going to end whenever everybody wants to end, and it's pretty much Miss Worldwide. As I talked to her about it, and she thought it was a good idea. And there's going to be any kind of mothers or anybody that has a mother. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a mother, or even you don't even have to be a mother. If you want to come on and do some type of shout out to your mom, or if you are a mom and you want to come on and you just want to hang out and talk, I think we're going to talk about a few issues. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, because the moms probably won't let us get away with that. So we'll be talking about Mother's Day stuff. I mean, it's just a tribute to them, and there's so many people in the community that sometimes they just only hear a few people, and this is an opportunity. You don't have to show your face or anything. You just come on, and if as long as we got room for you, maybe we'll boot somebody. We'll get Kryptonian, if he comes on, we'll knock him out or something. But we bring you on, and if you want a 5-minute thing or you want to stay the whole entire time, we'll just see what we go and just celebrating Mother's Day, whatever way we can to just show our appreciation.
That's cool. That's a great idea.
I actually did a thumbnail I've never done a thumbnail before on YouTube, and I actually did a thumbnail, and it's on my page. And actually, several people have been commenting. They've either text me or I've talked to them, or they've been in the chat, and they're like, "That's a cool thumbnail." So
yeah. I mean, it's nice. Your page is coming along now. You're doing the oh great, what's the other platform?
Rumble.
Yeah, you're doing Rumble too, right?
I did one Rumble, and actually, I don't think I have any followers at all. And the last Sunday there, I went on Rumble. I streamed a Rumble at the same time. That I'd never done that before. So,
yeah, I meant to look into that.
I have one follower. It's myself.
There you go. So I may fix that. I'm going to check Rumble out, and I'll find you on there.
Well, what got me into Rumble was that like Daniel was doing his live, and Daniel's not being malicious. That's what I don't understand. And he had that video, of that famous guy, and they just brought it down. And it was like, wait, I mean, I don't know what the thing is. Maybe, I don't know. But Daniel's been on forever doing all kinds. He's over 1 million views. And, so it got me thinking that I don't want to be in a situation where If I had to get something out and I wasn't on this platform, I couldn't be on another that maybe would be a little bit more reasonable. Or I don't know. I heard they're more reasonable over there, but you know.
Yeah. Miss Worldwide says Chris Cruz came out of nowhere on YouTube and now he's unstoppable. I mean, he's putting in work every day. I mean, he's out there. Chris is doing it.
I'm just honestly, I don't feel like it's work. It's just enjoyable. But that's the thing I was talking earlier. This is kind of like my retirement. I mean, I have a schedule that most of the time I can set it myself. Rarely is it one of those things that I have to be somewhere at a certain time. I have things I have to do. I'll probably never stop working, but this is kind of my retirement. I am flexible on doing certain things.
So Biz was saying it was the owner of the channel that shut him down. That's crazy.
Well, I guess that same thing could happen on Rumble too, I guess. I mean,
yeah, so it wasn't the video itself. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird kind of navigating the stuff in YouTube. Yeah, I've had I've had a handful of not strikes, but I forgot what to call it. Like, someone pings me on a copyright if I showed a video or something like that, and I had to go address that. But it's benign stuff, nothing significant.
well, I have a copyright on mine all the time for the music that I used on that breaking news,
Mm-hmm.
but it's YouTube's music. But it says on the copyright thing, it says can be used on YouTube. So it's like, okay, but
Gotcha.
it's like, okay, but it comes up there all the time. So I'm like, all right, well, I literally took it out of your guys' audio library that you give to content creators. So
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, it happens. I deal with it every couple of weeks or so and get in front of it. But not too bad, not too significant. But yeah, with that thing that was happening when Daniel went live was kind of interesting because it seems like, he was cut off, then he came back on, he was cut off again, and then he was gone.
yeah.
And now I didn't see there's this coffee and crypto group. It's the Daniel Prado and Greek Haters Club.
Yeah.
They were posting some things about, what happened that was totally not true. And it was just kind of interesting how much energy they put into talking about it. But
Well,
yeah.
that whole thing is I went over there and I checked it all out. Checked it all out up to that point. And my problem that I have with it is, I mean, you can say what you want. I've seen Daniel for a long time and Greek and all the influencers and everything like that. They have their opinions and maybe they like him. Maybe they like Brian a little too much. I mean, maybe they're bought into it a little bit. I feel the same way about that they do, but they're not doing anything malicious. So I don't know why they're, why are you so hung up on that stuff? And then why? And that's a group that needs to be completely honest all the time. So why are you taking things out of context, stuff like that? As soon as people that are critical thinkers come in there and they see this stuff, and when they're like, no, that's not really the way it happened, you lose them. So why even have that discord? That's the only thing I think. It's a waste of time if you're not going to be completely honest.
You are correct. You are correct about that. Yeah, I don't get that at all. But you have some people that maybe they're just unhappy and they are looking for any and every opportunity to bring somebody down.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, and I can see if you don't like Brian and you don't like the team and everything like that, okay. But I don't see where's Daniel fit into this, and where does Greek? Where do I fit into this?
yeah, I mean, they went after
too.
they went after
talking
Pride.
about you what?
They went after Crypto Pride like a couple of weeks or so ago.
Yeah,
I
saw
come
that.
on, man, you're going after Crypto Pride? Seriously?
Yeah. One of the nicest people I've met in the whole entire community. He's always so nice to me. On Friday nights when I come in there, He's always right in the backstage before we go. He's always got a nice thing to say. He's always so helpful. He's a good friend to everybody.
Mhm.
And for that kind of crap and everything like that. And I'm like, here you go. You guys are twisting it around to fit your narrative. And I don't like that when politicians do it. I don't like it when media do it. I don't like it when people like that do it, you know? And I mean, Daniel, and that's what I was trying to say is that if you don't like Brian, you don't like what Brian's doing, you just got a thing against him. Okay. How does that fit into Greek, Prado, stuff like why? I mean, I don't understand it. These guys, they're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. They're in a community that they like, I mean, they're having great interactions. They got tons of friends. What are they doing that's pissing you off so much that you got to make fun of them?
I think you just said it. They're in a community that they like. They have tons of friends, and those guys don't have friends.
I guess so. Or I can't justify it. I went in there and I looked at everything that they had, and I asked questions, and I took all the information in, and it didn't, it didn't sway me. I did this before. I did that before I started a YouTube channel. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel because look at all these influencers out here. I'm going to help them out and do what I can to help out the community.
Yeah, I go in there just to look around and see. I like to understand how people think about things. And not to say that they're right or wrong. I just want to understand their perspective.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I look at things, and they don't just cover Brian Legend and his projects. There are other projects that they discuss as well, some projects that I'm in even. But I am just curious to see how they look at things. Twig says, unfortunately, they care if someone is nice. They will hate you more when you are nice and knowledgeable. Yeah. Yep.
And I can understand. I can understand the point of view that some people may have here or there. There has been changes in Vulcan and stuff. But if you're gonna nitpick every little thing, listen, we sacrificed. It's been longer than what we thought. Brian's made decisions that I think all the decisions he makes, I think, are in the best interest of the blockchain. So I might be disappointed, and but I think Brian would want the blockchain released, January. So I mean, he's got money tied up in it. He wants it off the ground and everything too. So some of their points, but when they go after the influencers, like they're hiding something, like I heard something about when I was back then that they were getting paid $250 like to do a video, and it's like, what? I mean, it just gets tiresome. So I don't even have anything to do with that Discord anymore. And I don't know. They probably don't like me either. I don't know. But I think Twig is right that, the nicer you are, the more they dislike you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that could definitely be so, but who cares? And, one of the things, though, that gets me is I'm curious to know if any of those folks are even invested in Seifu, if they're invested in Vulcan, if they've invested in Uxie, if they're planning to invest in Esco. Like, why spend the energy?
Right.
Why spend the energy?
And if they are invested, so this is the point that I like to make.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're invested, if someone's invested in it and you're disgruntled, you're upset and everything like that, I can understand whatever. But if you're invested and it goes the way that Brian has set it up, you're vested, you'll be able to flex, power pull, all that stuff for a year, or sell your percentages as you go. But if you just do that for a year, power pulls, flex, all that, let it rebase, and you turn out that you made a whole lot of money and you still have your original bag, what are you going to be upset about?
There's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be upset about,
Yeah.
I mean,
so I mean that's my whole point. It's like, okay, so you can complain and you can whine about it. I don't think anybody can do anything about it. I think Brian wants the blockchain out just as much as everybody else. So they're going to make sure it's right. No sense in complaining about it. Just roll with it. Give it a year. See what happens, you know?
I wonder what, and I haven't looked at this in the group. I may go and check it out, but I'm curious to know if how do they feel about this Pepe token thing? I'm not involved in Pepe, but it sounds like there's some folks that made a ton off of Pepe, and I guess there's some Pepe variants out there that aren't doing so great, but here you have a token that has, supposedly come out and just said, hey, there's no utility here. We're just doing this as a gag. And, it shoots up. Everybody seems to be happy with it so far. But you
Miss
have
Worldwide has you got to look at her comment she just put in there. That's a very profound and intelligent comment there.
Yeah. So it's kind of like market manipulation.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do it in Forex. I would see it all the time. Back in the day, and even now you see it. But yeah, they could very well. That could be the whole point of that whole entire Discord. And then Daniel and Greek and them, they're just in the way
with facts and a calculator.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. He got out his calculator today when I was on there with him. This Worldwide.
Yeah, I think I saw a meme.
It's a privilege being on here with you, Daniel, and your calculator.
Yeah, I think I saw a meme someone had in one of the Discord groups. It was a calculator, and I swore it had Protonomics as the brand or something like that. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see.
That's awesome.
Well, I do need to wrap up a little quicker than usual tonight because I've got some work that I got to get out, but wanted to give you gentlemen the floor if you had some last words before we get out of here this evening. So making poor decisions, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us again tonight. Do you have any closing comments?
Man, I just enjoyed being on and soaking up all this knowledge. I started in this game late behind you guys, so just being on here, it's a treat for me. And, everybody just have a good weekend, enjoy your wine, and let's make some money.
Absolutely. No better word spoken. And I think, was it Daniel Prado says we are before early? Is that his comment?
What did he say?
I think he says, about being in Vulcan, that I think it's something to the effect of we are before early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So making poor decisions, you may have come behind us a little bit, but you're still before early.
Yep.
You're still before early. So yeah, you're in the game.
I can get that. Yeah.
You're in the game. You're in the game. So Chris Cruz, how about you, sir?
Well, I can say that I take away from this live that I did not know that there were different style glasses for wine. I am shocked. I thought that they come like large, medium, small. Like I thought they looked different, but I didn't know it meant something to wine. So now I got to go check that out.
Oh yeah, yeah. And not all bars have it, but if you go to like a steakhouse or a wine bar, you'll see the different sizes.
Yeah, and honestly, I've seen them for years hanging up, at the bars, and I really just thought it was. You go up and get a large wine. I'm sorry, guys.
I have that red wine in a large.
Hey,
that's what I thought, man. My sister drinks wine all the time. As soon as she said like a big one, I'm like, man, but I guess that's like what that wine's supposed to be in. I don't know.
Yeah, no matter the size of the glass, it's always going to be a standard 5 to 6 ounce pour, unless you're drinking a port wine, which is smaller because it has liquor in it. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, and we've got a comment from Biz. Now, Biz, you do say this a lot. Trust the process, and it's a we thing, not a me thing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put that on a shirt, sir.
ASAP. We need to put Biz Entertainment on a shirt. Just to put that on a shirt.
Seriously.
People wouldn't know.
Cryptonian, because you use wood chalices. Wow.
Did you hear him the other night giving me grief?
No, I didn't.
I'm so behind. He said I was so old that I like wrote the Declaration of Independence. I was like, no, dude, I didn't write. I held the
Oh
paper
man.
while they were writing it.
Oh man.
Yeah, he said I had like. He said you have wooden teeth, didn't you? And I was like, no.
Oh wow.
You know, and the funny part about it is I told him, I said, I can't wait till we all meet together, and they're gonna be like, damn, he looks younger than we do. He just looks old on the internet.
Oh my gosh. But I think he's trying to clean it up since you said you want to meet him face to face. Now you're his mentor.
Yeah.
He's kind of backing down.
I am super. I think Kryptonian is a great guy. I know him personally, and he's a really good guy. He's the problem that he has, I think, as being his elder and everything. He's got a heart, and he gets very emotional about things because he sees the struggles of his community and the country and stuff like that, and he doesn't like that. And he gets more emotional than most people because he's so emotionally invested in all of it. So, but yeah, he's a tough guy. You know, he won't be saying that, but that's how he feels. But
yeah, I mean,
all I wanted to
I
say,
see that in Kryptonian. This community of people, some really really awesome folks, really really awesome folks, and I mean that. I'm not the type to really, you know, commiserate much with people. You know, I'm not necessarily, you know, I am an introvert in a lot of ways, but you know, not shy necessarily. I just, you know, don't communicate with a lot of people at a lot of times. But you know, this is a really good group, and I appreciate, you know, the acceptance and you know, the interaction. You guys are great. You guys are awesome.
yeah, and all I want to say is that Sunday night, check out my live at 6. And if you have any kind, if you want to pop in and just say happy Mother's Day to a significant person in your life, have at it. We'll even give you the whole screen, and you can chop it up, send it to them, or just have them watch, or have them come on, you know, whichever. It's about celebrating mothers. So
Absolutely. And speaking of, we've got Miss Worldwide here, and I have to ask the question because she has this comment. I have wine glass preferences. What does that mean? Uh-oh, and making poor decisions is shaking his head. So let's hear it.
I do also. If I'm in an establishment and I know they have that glass, if I order a Pinot Noir and they bring it to me in a cab glass or just a regular white wine glass, I tell them to take it back.
holy shit! Oh my goodness!
That's if I know they have the glasses. If I'm in an establishment and I know they have them, and somebody just put it in the wrong glass without knowing, I'll correct them. Yeah.
All right. You know what? One day we're just going to have to set up a training class, and you're going to have to train this old idiot, because if someone brought me a wine in a beer mug, I'd be like, thanks. That's what they do here, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Although I have to say something. My daughter was talking to me the other day about some person that she knows, and she said that they had wine in a can.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at her and said, I thought it was like a redneck thing to have wine in a box, and now they're doing it in a can. I was like, I don't understand this stuff. Is it supposed to be in a bottle?
Right. And yeah, Mrs. Worldwide got a point, because if you order sparkling wine or champagne, you want it to come in a champagne glass. You don't want it to come in a wine glass.
Oh my goodness. This is why I don't date, man. I would embarrass myself so bad.
And also a tip, when you're drinking chill wine, don't hold the bell of the glass, because your body will warm up the wine.
So
you hold the stem. You hold the stem.
Now I know that from drinking beer. So
oh man. Oh wow. All right.
I digress.
No, well, it sounds like this. Oh my gosh. Now OBZ's coming in, port in a port glass also. So this whole glass thing is kind of taking a life of its own. So I'm going to stick around because I want to see where this goes.
Well, I've had port, and because I smoke cigars, and most of my buddies are like, we sit around, smoke cigars, and talk about how crazy the world is. But I don't think I've ever bought port, but I've had it tons of times, and there's a different glass for that. I've noticed that that's different, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that if someone came over to my house and I had port. I'd just pour it in a glass and be like, "Here," and they'd be like, "What?"
Well, okay. So if you go to someone's house, that's different. You know, you might not have all the different types of glasses, but when you go somewhere and you paying top dollar for it, it's just like liquor drinkers. If you order an old fashioned and they don't bring it to you with a block of ice or a spear of ice, you're gonna send it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Your cognac, you want it in a cognac glass.
I do know bourbon glasses though. That's a thing for me. So I do Pabst Blue Ribbon and bourbon, single barrel, or Scotch. That's all I drink. So I wouldn't know the difference on that. But I wonder how many times someone came over. I have wine glasses. I don't know what they are now, and I got to go check. But I just poured them wine and I hand to them. They were like, "Oh my God, what is he?"
Yep.
They're like, "What is he doing?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. It's just a glass, dude."
Yeah, and it's many websites out there. Just Google it and you'll see all the different types of glasses for everything. Yeah.
So making poor decisions. Maybe next week we can have a couple of glasses from the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I got glasses from my house.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. So
OBZ, that's exactly the way I do it. What he's talking about, cognac and sniffer.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So I think Miss Worldwide is kind of throwing some shade at you though. So she said you send if your wine is in the wrong glass, you send it back.
Well, normally they'll just walk the glass over to the table and transfer it. But I see what she's saying, because you better not. They might put something in it. Yeah.
Got to be careful.
Yeah.
So OBZ saying sometimes I'll boil water in one glass and set the other glass on top to warm the alcohol just slightly. So I guess yeah.
I learned that from a military buddy I have.
Really it is.
Okay. So Miss Worldwide, we're gonna have some glasses next week. You got to join us. You got to come on stage and let's talk about it, because it sounds like you know more about wine than
I know.
You're letting on. So
there's difference between white wine and red wine glasses and Cabernet glasses.
Right.
Miss Worldwide may be a sommelier.
She might be.
She might be. What?
See me peeling the onion back now. He's like, what? A sommelier is a wine expert, basically. Yeah. Yeah. So when you go to a steakhouse and those guys that come around, all females that come around and suggest wines that pair with your food, that's sommelier.
Okay, so but I did tell you about getting that steak in that Melbach that you told me.
Oh,
they didn't have that, but I got one, and I was like, "This is really good." I felt really good after I ate that. It went very well together, and I'm very thankful.
Yeah, and OBZ, right? Yeah.
Oh my God!
Within whites and reds, you have different glasses depending on what type of red wine or white wine you're drinking. Yeah.
All right. So the community has homework to go check out if trusts are best for them, and I have homework to go figure out the damn glasses went blind. But Biz or OBZ, don't say another thing, man. My mind will literally blow. Different whites have different glasses
and reds.
And reds. So there's different glasses on each one of the wines. So you could literally pick up a glass and just put wine in it and be like, whatever.
Yeah.
So Miss Worldwide says she's not a sommelier, but she does love the look of glasses. She'll come on though, sure. So yeah, please do, because I think she's a sleeper. I think
Yeah.
she knows, she probably knows more about wine than what she's letting on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be an interesting conversation.
And I learn something new every day. I mean, it's so complex. So yeah.
Kind of
Well,
like
I know
crypto,
I've
huh?
learned a lot from being around you guys, so I'm happy.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate it. We're going to call this one a wrap. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. I hope you learned something. I definitely did. Always a pleasure, especially with these gentlemen involved and you all in the comments. So again, thank you all for joining Corks and Crypto. Y'all have a great night wherever you are. Great day, great afternoon. And until next time, Mellow Fellas out. Take care.
Peace.